I don't know what the hell you want to talk about.
I don't really know what I want. Maybe these fucking guys that are walking towards the car. Maybe we can talk about that.
Well, I mean, it's your freaking hood.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I think that they're just going to go home. They better go home or they're going to get some business.
Hi, my name is Undead Chronic.
And I'm James Von Maxwell. And I'm sitting here with the Ginger Hampster, man, and we just been bullshitting. And I went and ate because old dude here decided to go to sightseeing in downtown Louisville. And
well, I mean, usually people will say, well, yeah, here's the big buffet here. But they might give a landmark. Have you ever thought of that? Well, that wouldn't. What would that do?
How about
I want the entire
address?
Different freaking. Well, you gave me that.
Yeah, right.
But then
on.
I couldn't read the map because I'm stupid, so I went the wrong way. So I was only an hour and a half late. I mean, why are you complaining?
Bitch, we had this set up for 5.
Hey, dude. Hey, I said 7. I said 7.
7:28, old boy comes rolling in.
Hey, I had to go through Cincinnati.
But it was more prompt than Undead Chronic and Terrence Pop.
Well, yeah. was he up there as well?
No. The last time that he tried to get on there with Pop.
Oh, I mean, you do live stream with Chronic. You have to just pray.
Yeah.
You know. Although there was 1 week where that son of a gun, he did a live stream every night, which had to be difficult.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Did he put down the bong? I don't know. Probably.
I don't know. I'm probably too busy detoxing so that he could get a straight head and grow some of them fucking insidious strains. So
yeah, I've been talking to him for years. He's been saying, that zombie kush, that's coming. I haven't seen it.
I don't know, man.
You know, he might have it. He just doesn't want to give it to me.
That's dangerous.
I don't do that stuff.
It's dangerous.
I mean, I can't even drink a beer without getting really stupid. Imagine if I had a big old bong of kush.
Fuck.
They'd forget it.
So
I'd
right
never
now,
show up to a live stream. I would just pass out all the time.
Right now, we're just sitting here bullshitting, talking about the state of affairs out here in the world, kind of who knows who and what's going on with whom, and I don't know, man. Just where it's going to be going. I just don't see any end in sight for the fucking stupidity.
Yes.
Yes.
And as we talked about that one guy, we could talk about that off camera, but
no, that's all right.
The one guy, he's talking about people not having kids and IQs going down and various other things.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, his claim, and I don't have the evidence, but that the average IQ is down like 20 points in the last 100 years. Which is insane.
Not the last 100 years. Since the middle 80s, we've dropped almost 2 standard deviations.
No shit.
Almost 2 standard deviations in average intelligence, which is fucking shocking, stunning.
Now, how do you suppose that all happened?
I don't know.
What do you think?
How about them indoctrination centers out there that teach kids how to write checks and not pay for them?
Oh, don't you know that whole new school Marxist march through the that's a conspiracy theory. Don't you know that?
I had my suspicions.
Yeah.
I really did. I had my suspicions, but it's all good now. I don't have no more suspicions.
That's right. It's all fake. Some evil hamster made all that crap up. It's not real.
I heard about that motherfucker.
It's not written down or anything. You can't. It's just. I wouldn't be surprised if they do wipe that from Wikipedia one of these days.
They will do it eventually. That's the thing that I can't stand about places like Wikipedia or Google. Is that I can get on there right now with a certain amount of entries and have total access to edit information.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, I guess, there was this one doc that came out, and she was talking about the hydroxychloroquine and the ivermectin, and it was right when this shit first started. And I was on Wikipedia looking at her entry.
And it was changing as you were reading.
It was changing as I was reading it.
I believe it.
There were 300 separate entries while I was reading the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and the narrative was being tailored right there. And it's not like this stuff is hard to find. It's not like it's difficult to confirm that your realities are being rewritten. It's just people just don't have the time or the patience for it.
Well, I think I agree. No, I agree with what you said, but I don't agree that people don't have the time. They don't want to make the time.
But yeah, I could have worded that a little bit
They're
different.
fat and happy. They got a big TV and an SUV, and they just don't give a shit.
Agreed. You think about how ridiculous that is for folks that are out, that can actually think. You think about the people that are out here now that are like that. It's got to be 1,000 to 1 not in your favor.
Yeah.
I
mean, even some of the guys I used to work with, and I'm a pretty professional area, they didn't know any of this stuff.
Yes, sir. I can confirm this, by the way.
I know you can, because you're in the same sort of areas. It's my God.
Yeah.
How could you not know this? Yeah. But I mean, they can tell you what happened on Seinfeld last week. but what about the Marxist stuff going on in this country? Oh well, that's just a conspiracy. Yeah, you don't know what you're just evil. Who hurt you?
Right. Right.
All that same old bullshit.
We were sitting here. I was watching a YouTube deal. There's this fella. His name is Nick Rekieta, and he's been covering the Rittenhouse trial. And his channel exploded. It just blew the fuck up. Because this guy was dedicating 6, 7, 8 hours of coverage every single day. And he ended up assembling like a panel of lawyers and attorneys, and they were knocking the shit out of the park as it was happening. But even they were sitting there saying, after the verdict was read, they were still getting people coming into their comments and people that were contacting them in real life that said, how can you be cheering for somebody that just shot 3 black men?
Yeah.
And that's where the fuck we're at now with the majority of people. The majority of people don't even realize that he smoked 2 fucking commies and, like Young Ripper says, disarmed the other one.
Well,
and they're white.
Well, I mean, it's just like this idiot who decided to run over people in Waukesha.
God, man.
And my understanding, and
how horrible.
I might, obviously, 8, I think 6 little kids and everything.
Yeah, 5 kids.
Some older ladies doing, that older lady stuff, the parades. I mean, that's just amazing. But my understanding is he was identified as a you-know-what, and even articles were written saying this is the evil terrorist that the you-know-whos are. And it turns out he wasn't a you-know-who.
Yep.
He was he was a person of color.
He was a person of color. He still is a person of color.
Yes, he is.
He was out on fucking bail.
Yep.
$1,000 bail for heinous crimes against other people.
He apparently tried to run over his wife or his girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, what in God's name? Jesus. But now I read today that somebody's complaining about was it the good or the bad? That it was too much bail or not enough bail? I don't know. Somebody was bitching about the bail.
Yeah, they were
$5 million.
They were people in today? For what he just did?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can have any bail set for that.
That's what people were saying. Is that why does he have any bail at all?
I think he's got a snowball's chance in hell of coming up with it. But then again, if I read my fucking Indiegogos right, if I read my GoFundMe's right, they will allow it to happen. And then this cat can end up with that kind of bail money, and he's right the fuck back out there doing whatever, whenever, however.
Which is insanity.
It is. But if I'm expecting something like that to happen for, say, a Kyle Rittenhouse, I would expect that this guy be the same thing. It's just that it's not that way because it breaks on ideological lines and political lines.
I mean, how does it feel, though, to be assumed to be a terrorist?
Because
Mr.
I'm
Hammer.
whitey?
Yes.
Because I'm a European descendant?
Correcto.
I don't have any real feelings on it. To be honest with you, I really don't. What I think is going to happen down the road, maybe tomorrow, maybe a month, maybe a year, I don't know, is that type of pressure and that type of rhetoric and that nonstop insistence that you're fucking evil de facto is going to push somebody who is not quite that bright right over the fucking edge.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
I think it's possible.
And I'm stunned and shocked that it hasn't happened already.
Yeah.
So I think that Europeans and whites and POCs, blacks, browns, Mexicans, brothers and others, women, men, anybody that holds their own out there and that hasn't gone off the deep end, good on you. Because you're being pushed there.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It's not just white men. It's men.
White.
They're going for everybody. All men.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, how many years, decades have you heard about African-American men oh, they're out there all baby mamas and all this crap, when that's not true.
It's really not true.
No.
You know, it's a certain few of them that are procreating with a large variety of females, and they're not good fellas. You know, not very responsible, that's for sure. But I can't say that it's any different for white men that do the same fucking thing.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
You know?
But I mean, they have this stereotype that, oh, well, these black guys are just going to get these women knocked up and run away, baby daddy, all that other. Man, come on.
Yeah, it's not true.
I think the African American brothers are starting to go, what the fuck? What's going on here?
Well, you got guys out there in the ether like Black Ram and the brother Oheen, and they tell you straight, and it's all backed up with rock solid statistics. 51% of black males are in the middle class. Mm-hmm. So those aren't the guys that are doing anything. They're just out there stacking their fucking green and making their way.
Exactly.
And locking hoes out.
Yeah, they don't want that kind of life.
No.
But the interesting thing is, however, the female choice in the matter never seems to come into play.
No, of course not.
Oh, he was just an evil man. He did something to you. Who chose this guy?
Who chose him? Hey, hold on, Hamster. Who controls sexual access?
I would say women.
Yeah, that's right. Otherwise you're being raped, right? It's being taken from you. It's being forced on you.
That's right.
So if you're not in that category, it means you choose to let this person up in your womb and impregnate you. So where's your responsibility in this? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where I mean, how many millions, hundreds of millions of dollars does the federal government spend on birth control, for example, for poor people?
Man, it's fucking free.
It is.
You know,
it's a lot of money.
They manufacture it. They place them baby killing factories within just a mile or so of 85% of all black neighborhoods.
And that goes way back.
And that goes way the fuck back.
Right to the beginning.
And it just goes to show you what a good PR and marketing firm can do for you. Because that's what's been done for Planned Parenthood. That's what was done for Margaret Sanger. It's what was done for all of these people to cover them up.
Well, they finally did a Stalin on her to some degree.
Yeah, to some degree.
You know, that she was eugenicist and all that.
Yeah, she was long fucking dead before she paid any price.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, that's on that particular topic. We don't have to go down the rabbit hole, but what kind of brainwashing would it take to convince these women who are pro-aborts that thing in there is not a baby? How could you possibly believe that? Is that why people are so bitter and angry and hate themselves and their lives and they're always bitching? Because of the cognitive dissonance? I mean, that has to be let out somewhere.
Yeah. It's being let out on society right now.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
It's being let out on the fact that people aren't getting married. It's coming out on the fact that babies, by and large, just aren't being born in the numbers that they need to be born in order to keep this machine going, which if there's a positive, that's a positive. But the negative to that, the rubber band coming back on that is that fucking millions of people are being pushed into these Western countries that don't have any business being in these Western countries. And we're gonna have problems. Lots and lots and lots of problems, and they're not going away.
Well, how would they?
They ain't gonna go away.
They're not gonna go away.
No, they're not gonna go away. And it's a fucking shame. It's a shame that we're here. I don't know.
It's probably not going to be in our lifetimes, but yeah, I would really like to have like a fast forward button or a rewind or something. If I could just live for another couple hundred years, I would really like to see
it would be fascinating
how this turns out.
It'd be fascinating. You get that time machine, man, and just go check it out and see what's going on, because you know it's going to be completely fucked up. Either that, or you're going to see people in vast quantities start to push these other human beings out of existence. And I don't mean that in a violent way. I mean, they're just going to take from them the power that they gave to them. You know, all of the people that are out here ruining you, obliterating your race, obliterating your culture, and that goes for every race and culture, both sexes. Everything's being turned inside out by the people that the masses surrendered their power to. And that's going to come to an end. it can't last.
Yeah.
It can't last.
Aside from the other financial and other things going on. Yeah, it's a bad tangent. And I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't, I don't see any bright spots. I really don't.
Man,
I just don't.
The lone bright spots that I see out of all of this is that this is forcing people to kind of open their eyes. I see a lot of MGTOW out there that get it. I see some red pillars out there that get it. I see a lot of monks sitting on mystical Monk Mountain that absolutely get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and those are the bright spots for me, are people that become self-aware.
Yeah. But
it's just not enough.
Well, I mean, you know, a fair bit of men are getting it. But you'll notice, you know, a lot of women don't really care about this stuff all that much. There are some, obviously.
Some.
But notice how Mama Bear went after that school board in Virginia, and with whatever they were talking about, mandates or whatever the hell it was, or T-Rex, whatever it was. And boy, you get women pissed off, and now you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
You see?
I think that it's endemic of the mindset that women have towards one another, especially when it comes to certain things. I'll never take from any woman her love and her ability to protect her kids and do what's right for her kids. But then that calls into question, where are the men? Where are the men? Why ain't it men? Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen my fair share of men at these school board meetings ripping these motherfuckers up, just tearing them up. But they never say that man is a father. They never say that he's a dutiful man. What a great father. Don't fuck with Papa Bear. No. Yep. That type of shit, that rhetoric is reserved for females almost exclusively. And some of them deserve it. Most of them don't.
I would agree.
But you know that it's being pushed out of the public consciousness as far as men being able to take care of kids and take care of themselves.
Well, I mean, men have been demonized for years, decades.
Oh, decades.
Decades. And, because, I mean, well, we can talk more about that. But, I mean, I grew up in the 60s, right? Prior to the no-fault divorce.
1987, Ronald Reagan, thank you.
Oh, my God, you're a youngin'.
Yeah. No. That's not when I grew up. I'm saying that's when Reagan ratified no-fault divorce.
Was it 87 or 72?
87.
Is it 87?
87. 1987, Ronald Reagan signed that into law.
He claimed it was the worst thing he ever did as a politician.
Well, he would be right.
He would be right.
It was worse than any fucking thing that he has done that I'm aware of. I'm sure that there's a lot of shit that we're not aware of.
It could have been abortion as well. He may have gone with California's abortion. I can't remember.
You know, ultra fucking goofy ass liberal California. We need a big hacksaw and cut the whole fucking West Coast off and just let it slide away.
Well, don't worry. Most of California is moving to good states, so they won't have.
Well, they're fucking ruining Texas and Arizona.
Oh yeah,
they're crushing Texas and Arizona.
Speaking of that, did you hear that now the Democrats in Arizona they're bitching about Kristen Sinema, Senator Sinema?
How funny is that?
She ain't left enough for him.
Yep. And she's fucked the fucking openly gay.
Oh yeah, she's bisexual, all kinds of crazy.
She beat out McSally, right?
Yep.
She beat out McSally fucking twice.
Yeah.
Twice beat out McSally, and that was the state that McCain was ultimate fucking god and ruler in.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden you got Kirsten Sinema, and she was pretty fucking far left, and now all of a sudden she looks like a rightist.
Yeah. She's too conservative. They were attacking her in the bathrooms and all this.
Yep.
And I mean, I was down there actually when that campaign was going on. I was on a contract.
Oh wow!
And
didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was McSally was the one that. What was her deal?
Martha McSally, the Air Force vet.
Air Force. Okay. Yeah. And then Kristen Sinema, I think, was just was she a representative or state?
I don't know if she was a rep or not, or if she just fucking filled out a ballot.
I don't know. I'm not sure what her deal was, but I mean, she was never all that far left, at least during the campaign.
No, she just represented herself as more representation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the embodiment of inclusion and all of that shit.
All that stuff.
And she rode that into the Senate or
Senate.
Congress?
Senate.
Yeah, she rode that into the Senate. Yeah, because she took over from McCain,
Yeah, it was, well, I think McCain or Flake.
Yeah.
Flake got
It
out
was
as
Jeff
well.
Flake, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those kind of
Flaky
deals.
Jeff Flake.
Yeah. But I mean, little known fact, there is a town in Arizona called Snowflake, which was named after Flake's relatives or ancestors.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Somebody named Snow and somebody named, and the Flakes.
Oh,
Snowflake.
God.
No, not kidding you. But I mean, you know, I guess you could say cinema is a nicer John McCain, maybe. I don't know. McCain just, God, he got crabby.
McCain.
That's a whole story there.
We don't have enough time to get into that one. McCain, I don't like him. I didn't like him, and that's enough. I don't need to say no more on that.
I think I actually met him once.
No shit.
Yeah.
Your hands are still on your body?
Yeah.
No
and
shit.
I actually met Bob Dole once.
Well, I guess I wouldn't be too,
No, he was all right. He was all right.
Bob Dole.
Yeah, Bob Dole was all right. But I mean, he was a rhino. Come on.
Come on, bitch. Don't be
Oh!
Yo!
Don't be hitting the car.
Motherfucker trying to back into my goddamn car.
That's some out-of-state puke. Probably from St. Louis. You haven't seen me drive yet. Just wait. My goodness.
Turn my fucking lights on because these assholes are...
I mean, do they serve alcohol in there? This person looks drunk.
He's just fucking dumb. That's how most of the fucking idiots in this state drive.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not decent folks as far as driving is concerned. They're pretty fucking awful.
Oh, I was getting passed up by some just absolute boneheads.
Is that right?
Making their own speed limit.
Yeah, well, that's the normal thing to do around here.
I was in Ohio, and it was, I think it was Columbus, or not sure. And this woman just like, I'm like, what the hell? And so she had to slow down. And I looked over, and it's like, oh, okay. I see. She has more rights than I do. She can make up her own speed limit.
There you go. Makes perfect fucking sense.
Yeah. It's, oh, God.
Makes perfect fucking
We
sense.
could go on all day about that. But, yeah, there was some drunk idiot on the way in. I came in on 71. There's some drunk dude just going all over this. Like, what are you doing? You know, drinking and driving. Come on.
Probably fucking with their phone.
Oh, there's that. See, that's why I didn't text you back. It's like, I'd be a really shitty teenager because I can't text and drive at the same. I could barely drive.
You can see them all day long around here, man, especially when I was behind the wheel of a tractor. I mean, you see them start butting up against the lines and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, hit the center divider, then they cross the single white over there on the right, and like, what in the fuck? And when you'd eventually get by them, you can see their head dip. When you see their head dip, you know they're looking at the fucking phone.
Yeah. I mean, don't they have that, like, you can do this, like, text, voice to text or whatever, and you really have to?
Yeah. I programmed the words that I like, my slang and everything, into my phone. So when I voice to text, I just talk normally.
And it just picks it up?
And it picks it up.
Oh, shit.
You know, no biggie. It's a good deal. I got accused once of not coming on somebody's fucking stream while I was driving, you know, because they were on there having a good old time trying to tear me up a little bit. And I said, no, look, Holmes, I'm driving. Okay, I can't be texting while I'm driving. I can talk, but I can't text while I'm driving.
Yeah.
No, man, you're chicken, man.
Yeah, I got to get one of those things because I could do the you know, maybe I could have gotten less lost if I actually had it up on my...
Yeah, it's possible.
Probably
These
not,
things are
because I'm pretty
awesome.
stupid.
I don't know about that.
Well, I've never been here before.
You know, your computer only overheats every 5 minutes. Shh. So,
you know, I went after that one stream of the stupid thing. I went over to Home Depot and got a big ass fan, like this big.
Yeah.
And I just turned it on. It's
I need
fine.
to get one, man. When I'm processing videos and shit.
Oh yeah, they get hot.
It gets warm. So yeah, I gotta get me one to stick under that laptop.
Is it a newer one or an older one?
No, it's real new.
It is. Okay.
It's real new, but you can.
Does it have a fan?
Yeah.
It does.
It's got one. You can just tell. You can kind of smell it.
Yeah.
It's not going crazy. It's not starting a forest fire or anything, but you can smell it when it starts to get warm. And it's like, I don't like that. So
yeah. Well, the problem with that is, they get warm, but it's probably an Intel, I would guess.
Yeah, it is.
And what they do is they turn off parts of the computer when it gets really hot. It'll basically shut it down. It won't do anything. So that's why a lot of times it takes long if it gets hot, because they want to bring it. What they do is there's a limit to how much heat over time.
Right.
Watts is joules per second. So they look at that, and then they average it out over a certain time frame, 1 second.
Right.
And you can have a certain number of joules in 1 second. And that's it.
And that's it.
And that's it. And then if it tries to exceed it, it won't let it. So
Well,
it keeps a rolling average.
At least it won't burn your shit up.
Well, that's true. If your fan goes out, I mean, those things get pretty hot. You can fry eggs on them.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I believe that.
They, that one I have is so old. I think it's just dusty. I just need to get a can of air or whatever.
So I got a question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yes, sir.
Saw a post today from 21 Studios.
Yes, sir.
With a bunch of pictures, well, not a bunch, but a picture of one Jennifer Molesky.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the virtues of Jennifer Molesky. And I left a comment, and I said, a TradCon talking to a male trad preacher about the benefits of usury for men, and just towing the line and going back to the plantation. That's a hard pass for me. What do you think about that? Tell me honestly. What do you think about that?
I was one of the first to have her actually on. So I did a live stream with her a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
And she had like 200 subs or something, and I got her on.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I thought she was interesting, but I mean, I don't know her personally. But I mean, I don't think she's saying anything different than anybody else.
No, I agree with you 100%.
It's the same stuff. And the female part of it. I mean, I don't know if she's in it for fame and fortune. I don't know. Right? But as to your comment, yeah,
let me give you the benefit of the doubt then. To folks out there like Jennifer Molesky, somebody that I would call a chameleon.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree.
I would call her a chameleon in a fucking second. Prove me wrong. Right? How does somebody out there Jennifer Molesky-ish like, or fucking what's her name, Roma Army?
No.
How do these folks substantiate that they're not just another version of usury personified? Mm-hmm. How do they substantiate that?
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, I mean, it's not just those two, but I think in general, even traditional cons.
Right.
I really do not believe that even the most conservative, super conservative female is ever going to call for the rollback of some of the bullshit. It's not going to happen.
No. Why would they fucking give their cash and prizes
Nothing
away?
is going to, anything that affects them will never be changed. It ain't going to happen.
Would you agree that you would have to first recognize the humanity of the people that you're claiming to help in order for that to even be a conversation?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many of them do that?
Not really. It's
zero.
But I mean, we were talking about, what's her face? The wing ma'am or whatever her name is. Anna Jorgensen?
Anna Jorgensen, yeah.
And, she's not terrible, but she's a dating coach, right?
Yeah, well.
But the thing the thing that I hear almost consistently from these dating coaches, even male, it's, well, you're doing something wrong as a man.
It's always
she's
about what
we're
doing wrong.
She's the prize.
Nope.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Not for me, baby. Who goes out there and does everything all fucking day long?
Yeah, I just, where does this come from? You have to do more, because the video that I did with her, she was talking about 33 Secrets.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, if this doesn't happen, and if you don't keep her entertained, well, she just might go and cheat on you to get something better. I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa.
She said that to you?
Yeah, no, that was on her video.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So you got to do all this stuff. You have to treat her the same as when you first met her and all of this other crap.
Well, that's a two-way street.
Dude, I'm not going to be a dancing monkey.
No.
Fuck that.
No, that's a two-way street also. That means you got to be giving up the fucking pussy like you were giving it up to get him.
Yeah, well, that's...
and that ain't going to happen.
That ain't going to happen.
You know that's not going to happen.
She doesn't mention that. Although she does a little bit. She said something like, well, you have to keep up your end of the bargain, too. So it's not completely one-sided.
Yeah, but when they start saying that shit, what do? They will go down the 20-point fucking checklist in detail about what you got to do, and then just to cover their asses, they'll say, and remember, ladies, you got to do your part, too. And that's all that you fucking hear.
That's right.
You don't hear nothing else down that avenue.
Yeah, because there can be expectations or accountability. Sorry. especially the young women. I don't, and not all, right?
Okay, so disclaimer: not all.
Got it. Most, not all. Right?
Most. It's most of them. It's most of them.
Especially the young ones are just like, my God, where do they get this shit from?
My brother, God love him. He sits there and he's every time he sees one of them out here and they're particularly young, like fucking 12, 13, 14.
Oh.
And they're dressed so provocatively. He's like, fucking whores in training. And I'm like, bro, do you really have to say that? He said, come on, Holmes. Look at them. Look at their mom. Look at them. I mean, they're grooming them to be fucking whores down the road in 5 years.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, you're kind of right.
It's harsh, but, you know.
It's harsh, but yeah.
Why? Excuse me.
No excuse for you, hamster. Furball?
But I mean, yeah, exactly.
Son of a bitch.
Choking on my hamster grub, yeah. But I have seen young girls. I assume they're 12, 13.
Yeah.
It's like, how do your parents let you leave your house?
It's stunning.
Dressed like that.
It's stunning. But, you know, now you're going to have this group of people that if they should hear this, will be like, it doesn't matter what she dresses like. Yes, it does. I mean, does it justify the assault?
Of course
no.
Not.
Does it justify sexual assault? No, it doesn't. But there's an underlying pathology there that is at work, and you're not acknowledging it, and you should.
Well, it's attention. They want everybody's attention.
They want everybody's attention.
Doesn't matter if you're. It helps if you're a guy, probably, if they're into that. But I mean, that's another thing Jorgensen said. Something on the order of, what the hell was it? God, now I'm not even be able to think of it. I'm sorry, man. Go to my video.
That's what
James Von Maxwell.
Shameless fucking shill.
And go to Undead Chronics channel and buy a T-shirt.
He's streaming tonight.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe he's streaming tonight.
No kidding.
He sent me a.
He didn't invite me.
No, he sent me a little deal talking about this because you got hamster issues and he knows you got hamster issues.
Hey, I'm on the road. What am I gonna do?
There you go. See, that's the issue.
I'll get out my my 48 hours dial-up or cell phone lunchbox. So hey, can I stream on this?
So yeah, that's basically my opinions on people that claim that they're working for us and on our behalf. If you sit there and you say, whoa, we need to treat the men better. Whoa, well, these bitches are out of control. By the way, here's my fucking OnlyFans. I can't hear anything that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear nothing that you're saying.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of chumps and suckers that go over there and they give up their hard-earned to see somebody that is just blown the fuck up, just blown out, crushed. Well, I mean, and I don't get it.
You know, that is another thing, though. Let's I think the blame needs to be shared there a little bit.
It does.
They are the women that are doing OnlyFans or whatever. It's certainly within their right, but it's certainly the men. It's within their right to not pay for this shit.
I agree.
You see, so men are to blame here.
I agree.
Actually, probably not all, but if they didn't respond to the bait, the bait would not work.
That's a good way of putting it, though.
You know,
because a lot of men don't think of it as bait; they think of it as an opportunity. They don't see it as they're being baited.
No, it's they're being baited. It's not quite a catfish, but it's the same thing. I mean, they get little messages from these girls that they send $20. I don't exactly know how it works, so maybe I'm completely wrong. But
no, that's kind of the way it works. You know, they got like this tier system, and like for X amount of dollars, their engagement with you increases the more that you spend on them.
Like, you know? Actually them?
Yeah.
Like talking to you like on a video?
Yes.
Or,
like
really?
Sending you personalized videos or sending you personalized photos that only you get and nobody else gets. And then
allegedly.
Allegedly. And there's some of these motherfuckers will sit out there and actually pay for airfare to go see these broads.
Wow. I mean, what does that cost?
And that's a real fucking thing.
Is that like a $5,000 deal? You go get the meter or something?
$5,000 minimum to get somebody out. I mean, if you fly them in the same fucking state, if you're going to put them up, if you're going to get them a hotel and all of that shit, yeah.
No, I'm just, do you have to pay her as well? I mean, she's not doing it for free.
That's part of the tier package for some of these gals. I saw one, what was it, like, she was hot a year or so ago, Belle Delphine.
Belle Delphine, yeah.
And Belle Delphine, you could fly out to meet her, all kinds of crazy fucking shit. And it's well known she's got a fucking man, right? So what are you doing?
Well, I mean,
It's asinine.
I'm trying to, and I don't have to think too hard. I know what I was like as a teenager. You're always horny. We're men. You know, the wind blows, you get a boner. I get it. But where do these men, I assume they're younger men, but I don't know that. Where do they think where is this going? You get a couple of pictures from a chick or a little video?
That's what I think is part of the problem with the way that men are being raised. Men are not being raised by other men. They're not being raised with any type of self-respect. You know, they're not being raised with any type of fortitude. They're being raised to be dependent on the validation of women. Most of them come from single mother homes. And that's a big fucking problem.
Yeah. I mean, I could see how it would be kind of, cute to, okay, Belle Delphine sends you a video. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, where's it going to lead? I'm not going anywhere.
Maybe dumping eggs down her bra or something. She's a fucking weirdo.
She does some stuff. I mean, she seems all right. I've seen some videos of her. To her actually just talking.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem all that crazy. I mean, she obviously is marketing herself well.
There's something really bent about somebody that does that shit.
She was selling bathwater.
Yeah. No. I really, no, thank you.
I wonder if she filtered it or if you get the bonus pube once in a while.
Oh, God.
It's nasty.
It's fucking awful.
But there's probably some 16-year-old guys like, oh, yeah, man.
I can't believe
cool.
it. Yeah, you
I could floss my teeth with that, man.
She sold out of it.
I know.
25, what was it, 25 bucks for a little fucking Petri dish?
Yeah.
She sold out of it.
I mean, did it come with the optional herpes as well? I don't know.
If you're a fucking real fan, you should demand it.
I think you want the crabs as well. I mean, you want them in there floating around. I mean, I want the whole thing.
It's better to have crustaceans, bitch.
But I mean, her thing, she started doing the nude stuff, right?
Yeah, she opened up like a Pornhub?
Something
like that.
And then
she
it's
put
like
a couple of them out, and then she dropped off the fucking planet.
Well, hopefully she learned from her mistake.
Because I don't think she viewed it as a mistake.
Part of her, I'm saying the mistake is, I think a great part of her appeal is, exactly.
Mystery.
She's not showing you everything. There's a little bit there. And that's why, like, lingerie, however you say it, that's where I read that. I don't know if it's true, but apparently they used to do paintings and sculptures of naked women.
Yeah.
And when they were cold, they would throw some sheets or whatever on. And then they started saying, hey, that's actually more interesting.
Yeah.
If you got the little mystery
there's a nice little allure to that. It's not 100% bucket fucking naked.
Yeah.
But, there's something there to give you a little tease.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the tease, man, but it shouldn't cost you your Social Security. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't. And these men need to have more control over themselves than what they've got. And it's so depressing and pitiful to see so many young men and even older men out there that are just going ape shit over absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing that they can ever have.
Well, I mean, it's not, again, I guess I could see maybe a little special video. But I mean, if you just want to look at that kind of stuff, just go on the internet. It's everywhere. Why would you pay for it?
Yeah, that's one of the things, because of what we were just talking about, because of the personalized engagement.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little, hi.
She's going to mention your name. She'll look into a camera and say, hello, Hammerhand, you bitch. Oh, my God, I love your beard.
I mean,
I don't think she'd say that, but,
Well, jeez. I think you still got some of your supper in that damn thing.
Hey!
At least you don't have to go worry about you getting your shirt dirty. It's just going to land in your beard.
This bitch tickles my belly button.
Could have it. Well, hey, I don't know. But
that's too much for this video.
Yeah, I just wonder how she does it. I mean, does she edit? Because you can just edit that shit together, right?
Oh, yeah.
You could just do 100 openings with different names. Hi, John.
Yeah, exactly. You'll sit
Paul.
in front of the fucking camera for 6 hours, and you'll rattle off 30-second segments for however many $100 or $200 buyers you got.
Right.
And apparently, if you're making $1 million a month, you've got a lot.
Well, I mean, you can't, the hustle, right?
$1 million
a month is not chump change.
And there are men out here starving to death, dying on the street, men that have been fucking destroyed in combat that can't get proper care.
Yep.
And fucking hoes make $1 million a month.
Yep. But again, let's not forget the men.
No. You can never forget your own role in this. You weren't kidnapped. Nobody went to the ATM with your bank card and made you fucking pour it out there to somebody else. Nobody did that. You cannot, just like we tell them that their accountability and their agency matters to them and that they should demonstrate it, it matters to us too. And we should demonstrate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think about the, with respect, well, obviously we know the father thing.
Yeah.
In some communities is worse than others.
Yes.
One of the things the Marxist feminist types did was destroy the church.
Yeah.
The influence of the church.
Yeah.
And I think that this had a, they think it was a great thing.
No, it's had a dire.
Well, I'm saying they think it's good. Oh, that was that evil patriarch. Oh, tell God telling me what to do with my own body.
It's had a dire consequence for family.
Oh, absolutely.
It's had an incredibly bad consequence for family because these people will get in there and they'll use your own rules. They'll use your own ideals of liberalism against you to facilitate what they want. And what they want is not you. They don't want you. They don't want versions of you. They want them without all of your fucking rules. And eventually, when you have pandemonium, you have chaos, when you have moral and ethical conflict, you're going to have a complete breakdown of your society. And we're there. We're circling the fucking drain.
What do you think that looks like?
I think it looks a lot worse than what we've got now. But you can see it clearly in the church. When the church props up female pastors, that any church that has a female pastor is running against the word of God.
True.
Plain and simple. Any church that allows gays in their church is running against the word of God. And any church, you're supposed to sit there and you're supposed to be aware of the separation of church and state, but there's not a separation of church and state when the state can say, we're just going to go ahead and pull your fucking tax-free status if you don't propagate this filth. So obviously, almost every fucking church out there is doing it. So they're not really churches anymore. As far as I'm concerned, they're houses of ill repute that have a Bible and a lectern.
Even the Southern Baptists did.
Even the Southern
shit, right?
Baptists
Didn't they split off?
I don't know. I haven't kept a hold of them. Yeah. The ones that were protesting at military funerals and shit like that.
I'm not sure what was going on, but I thought there was a... Because I listen to a lot of YouTube, because I have time because I'm single. Thank God.
You're so miserable and hollow.
Oh, yeah, God, I just go home and cry.
That's terrible.
But it was some Southern Baptist convention meeting where they were going to do something. And I think there was a splinter group of the Southern Baptists that said, no, we're not going to do that. And I think it had to do with the T-Rexes.
Yeah, I remember that. And I'm not exactly sure where that ended up because I stopped following it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure where that ended up. Yeah, that's right. There was no consolidation between these groups.
Yeah.
And that's where I parted company with that story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd have to do a little looking on that to figure out where it all ended up. But I think, go.
I was just to say, here in the South, the Baptists are...
Yeah, well,
they can be fire, brimstone, all that.
Yeah, all through the heartland here, man. All through the middle America. They call it the flyover states, and it's such a dismissive thing. But it's that way intentionally. It's that way on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, those evil people just want to... The patriarchal evil. Yeah.
You look at the way that people in particular, religious folk, white folk, and black folk, you're all represented in a particular kind of way. Immigrants, legal immigrants are all represented in a particular kind of way, and none of it is positive unless it's being used to cut somebody else's throat.
Certainly, it seems that way, yes.
Yeah, it's never a good thing. It's never a good thing on its own. It always needs some fucking boogeyman. Yes.
We were talking about what's-her-face, Michaela.
And
Peterson. And bringing up the church, she said something very interesting. She goes, well, I looked into the Catholic Church, but there were just so many rules, things you couldn't do. And so I went with a different thing. It's like, that's the idea.
Yeah.
People.
That's the idea, man.
Michaela, that's the idea. That you follow these rules because you believe in God and whatever, and there are certain rules. Now, I think the Catholic Church is... it's a social party for the women.
It's out there.
Yeah.
You know, every church out there absolutely 100% relies on the disposable utility called man.
Mm-hmm.
And they enforce it. It's gynocentric to the fucking max.
Yep.
Gynocentric as fuck. And they enforce it.
Yep.
They rely on you to be a utility. You know, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. The way it's supposed to be, woman is submissive to man. That does not mean that she's on fucking all fours,
right,
pregnant and barefoot,
nope,
no clothes. That's not what that means.
Those are all red herrings, people.
That's not what that
bullshit.
means. The same way that man is submissive to God. Plain and simple. Okay? Because if the man fails and his family suffers for it, he's going to answer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Shit rolls downhill. And everybody has a price to pay. And that's what these people don't want to do, is this continual need to get away from accountability.
Oh, it's just, it's astonishing.
Yes.
That the female, especially the female, gets away with it.
Yeah.
They're responsible for nothing.
Yeah. Did you see the fucking teacher that was just jailed for like 30 days for molesting 9 fucking kids?
No shit.
Yeah. Like 30 days, man. It was 30 days or a year or something like that. But it was just unbelievable.
It was certainly nothing that should. It doesn't resemble anything that should fit the punishment. A year of community service.
No.
She was a chick, of course.
No. Yeah, of course. You know, an actual chick. Yeah, not a transformer. But this fucking. Yeah. Fuck 'em. Oh man. No. I forgot what I was going to say. I was so stupid. So, yeah, but, yeah. You can't say that it's completely lopsided and one-sided because Rosenbaum, the fella that got smoked first by Rittenhouse, he had molested like 5 girls, and he just got out of a mental hospital that fucking day.
No shit.
Yeah, the day that he died.
Wow. And again, I think it's safe to say that there's no reason he should be shot. But that's pretty bad.
I don't know, molesting
kids, you know, that's who
molesting kids, yeah, that's an absolute no.
Oh yeah.
Absolute no. It just doesn't happen. And anybody that advocates for it, if you're on my channel, get the fuck off. Lose the name, lose the number, lose the email. I ain't hearing it. I'm not hearing it. There is no justification under the sun for molesting kids. We have a legal limit for them to be recognized as children or as adults. Mm-hmm. Obey it.
Yeah, I think
that's it.
People like that back in the day, not that long ago,
they would have been dealt with by men. By other men.
Oh,
but
yes.
See, that's part of the emasculation of the male species the world over. Now you can't do that. Now you got to call somebody to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the men in the village, even 100 years ago, in the Old West.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the men in the village would get together and take care of business.
They take care of business.
Now, that doesn't mean they're going to kill the guy, but they're going to make sure that he knows that ain't going to happen again.
No, it's not going to happen. Then again, the standard was not 18 back then.
True, it was different.
It was much, much different.
It was 12.
It
was pretty young. It
was 12 because at 13 you could be a legal head of household.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 12.
So, granted.
But the maturity level of a 12-year-old in 1908 versus a 25-year-old today are almost the same.
It's
stunning.
Do you believe that in some cases, not all, in some cases when girls hit that puberty, 14, whatever,
yeah,
do you think they actually do stop developing?
Mentally?
Yeah.
Yes. You have the exceptional few, in my opinion. Now, this is just my opinion, so I'm not representing nobody on this. This is my opinion. You have the exceptional few that are driven by knowledge, that they have ambition, and they want to go farther than where they see themselves. They have the ability to actually see themselves where they are now and where they could be in a few years. And they want to do more. You know, they see peers, whether it's men or women, doing more, and they want to emulate that. But that's only a very few. It's not most of them. You look at these fucking 40 and 50-year-old women, 30, 40, and 50-year-old women on TikTok, and you tell me that they're not teenagers trapped in a body. Because they are.
Yeah.
They're all out there screaming to the top of their lungs, where have all the good men gone? Shaking their ass and their titties and their baby maker in front of everybody, hoping that somebody is going to bite.
I wonder how much of those are just fake, though.
Well, even if it's just attention, it's still fucked up.
No, I mean, if it's fake, just to go out there and say, oh, I'm going to do this stuff, see how many attentions I get.
I believe that exists. That's for sure. You know, we call them chameleons. Yeah. You know, we have fakers in the Red Pill. We have fakers in MGTOW, and I've seen a couple of fake monks here, you know, over the last year or so that do the same thing. They say that they're this. They see what they can roll with. And if it doesn't bite and they don't get enough traction, they move on to something else. That's the two most rancid feminists that are on TikTok right now. And there's two of them, and they are whack. I mean, crazy as fucking crazy gets. And I did my diligence on both of them. They were both ex-photographers, ex-dancers, ex-wannabe actresses, and then they found that feminist hate grift. And now they have tons and tons of people around them that are as fucking mentally defective as they are. They're just feeding the beast.
It's really hard for me to imagine that a female, just a regular old female, with any cognizance, can listen to the fembot garbage and think that's actually real.
I think a lot of them know that it's bullshit. But
they're part of a group? I mean, what?
The question that I've got to say is, my question is, how many of them stand up and say, well, I think this is bullshit? I don't see it.
Not very often.
I don't see it. Like I said, you have a group of chameleons out here that say it. You have a group of desperate men that don't want to let go of the idea of being paired up with somebody. They say it. But people that really can't think for themselves, you know,
God, it's frightening.
That's them. Yeah, it's terrible. And I think that's most of it. I think we need to call this one a day, man. You got to get home, don't you?
I do. So I got to hit the road, Jack.
Yeah, old boy's got to go. So, gentlemen, ladies, for the exceptional rare few of you, we've given you just about an hour, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. And it probably won't be the last time that Mr. Ginger Hampster and myself get together, but this was just an impromptu one, and I think I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll give you your opportunity to plug your channel.
Oh, what is my channel? James Von Maxwell?
James Von Maxwell.
James Von Maxwell.
The Ginger Hamster.
The Ginger Hammerhamster. There you go.
The Hammerhand. No, that's homoerotic. There's some shit going on there, so I ain't messing with that. So I hope you enjoyed, gentlemen. We're out. Peace, love, hair grease, and all that good shit. And we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Peace.